It's time for SEC basketball. Welcome to Lexington, Kentucky, where tonight the number 16th ranked Kentucky Wildcats back in action after their first loss of the season. Tonight the Wildcats host Queens University of Charlotte. Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Pecora alongside Christy Thomas. And Christy, the Wildcats coming off that first loss of the season on Thursday. I'm anxious to see how they respond. There is one thing though that we do know. The one constant on this team throughout the season has been off-guard Deja Lawrence.
Deja Lawrence has been incredibly reliable for this team, no question. A little bit under the radar, but quietly been the best three-point shooter on this team at a 50% clip. She gives them some great veteran leadership and experience, some great energy, maybe a little overshadowed by a Georgia Amoore and a Clara Strack. It's not always an easy position to be in, but it speaks to her maturity and her team-first mentality. She's made a three in all 8 games so far this season and scored in double figures in 6 of those 8 games.
When you talk about the coaches, these two know each other really well.
This is going to be fun to talk about throughout the night, no question. This is someone who has played for and coached with Kenny Brooks. It's Jen Brown.
Jen Brown has really got a task on her hands. They moved to Division I 3 years ago, so this is the 3rd year of kind of, I guess you call it a rebuilding process, because once you move up the ranks, you really gotta go after simply better players.
It's a hard job. There's
Yep.
no question. It's not for the faint of heart. Let's put it that way.
And for Kenny Brooks, 2 ranked wins in his first 8 games as a Wildcat coach. Pretty darn impressive.
Well, to your point, this is going to be interesting to see how Kentucky responds. They've had a good week of practice coming off of that loss. It's been 20 days since they've been home for another home game inside historic Memorial Coliseum. So something new for this team, and there's a lot of learning that's always going on with this team.
Amoore step back 3 is no good, but this is something you're going to see all night. The size advantage of Kentucky. Tiana Key inside gets her own rebound off the miss, and tied up inside, that ball will go to Queens, but Kentucky a huge size advantage at the 3, 4, and 5.
And that's not unusual for this team. We've been seeing that game in and game out. In the last game, though, versus North Carolina in that loss, they were outscored. Points in the paint doubled up there, almost tripled up. So this is a situation where Kentucky's really got to take advantage and get back to really trying to exploit that size to their advantage.
Ford's three-pointer is no good. A foul on the interior, and that's going to be on Kamaya Ward. The one you want to watch is Jordan Weaver for Queens, the 5'11 junior. Whew, she's something else. She can play. Amoore out front with the basketball. Here's Lawrence, we talked about. Little weave action out front. Hassett from the free throw line is good. One of the better shooters on the team.
When Hassett gets uncorked, boy, it is really something. She can shoot so well from the three-point line, but being able to see her knock down a little mid-range jumper like that is great to see early on.
The Hitu is one you don't want to see heat up. She had 19 against USC Upstate. Driving down the lane, not hitting for Heary. Strack with the rebound. Here comes Lawrence again. They'll play man-to-man, much like Kentucky, and now they go to a little trap.
Good.
Strack, look at that, great passing.
That's it, it's just recognition. You have to be able to see when there's a run and jump like that twilight type of offense where there's, or defense where there's that run and jump, someone's always open. So it's a matter of making sure that you're keeping your head up, you're seeing the floor. Great job by Clara Strack.
Christy, I know the one thing that you really like about Strack and Hassett is their ability to see over the defense. They're really good passers.
Really, you've seen lots of post players be great passers, but that's just showing you that you can just turn and look. Clara Strack's going to turn and look to make something happen. That's where you're in that triple threat position where now you could drive, shoot, or dish. But all of these post players, all of these bigs for Kentucky really pass the ball so well. They have such great touch.
Key tried to go left, and Weaver got her foot out there, and she tripped over it, and she is called for the foul, her first of the game. It's going to be real fun to watch out front for me, Amoore and Magda Frahiri. As Coach Brown told us today, she is her dog.
And that's with a W, D-A-W-G, dog, where you that's something that you're really just kind of innately born with, you know. If you do an x-ray and you take a look at the chest and you see that dog in there.
See right there, she tried to go through the lane. She thought she was fouled, no call, and Kentucky on the turnover. She's going to drive all the way to the baseline. She's cut off. Strack will fire the 18-footer in and out. Boy, it's been a tough 2 games so far for Strack and Amoore. Amoore's got her shot off twice, point-blank shots, and missed them both, and there Strack misses. Ooh, a banker there by Bahitu. Couldn't tell that was a 2 or that was a 2 inside the line. So Lawrence walks it up. 1 of 3 shooting for Queens, 2 of 8 for Kentucky to start this one.
Oh, wow.
Splits defenders. There's Hassett, corner 3 ball, and it's good.
I mean, Georgia Amoore split 2 defenders the way only Georgia Amoore could do. That's a turnover by any other standard. That's gutsy, really.
Yes, it was. Queens averaging 70 points a game. They have 2 here through the first 4 minutes. Long 3 ball is off the mark, inside, battled for, knocked out of bounds, and I think it will stay with Queens. Off the hands of Strack.
Watch her split the double team right there. And listen, that by any other standards, by any other player, is probably a turnover, and 2 points the other way in a fast break situation. So for Georgia Amoore to be able to have the strength, that's being able to have a lot of hand and arm strength to split a double team like that and then find Amelia Hassett wide open in the corner.
So Ward with the foul, so she'll have to come out. And coming in, Koplovic. Tamar Koplovic in the game. She is from Israel. Boy, she is right up on her, isn't she, for Hearing? Inside out passing. They go right back inside to Hassett again. This time up and under. Can't get it to fall. And coming away with it inside was Weaver. Nice rebound. Weaver averages almost 7 a game. Wade's jumper again short.
I like that. I like that by Kentucky though, because that's oftentimes the best time to go back inside to a post player is when they can reestablish themselves, back out. Now you reestablish, and when you go back in, you can make a move and get something done. And I like that they're trying to exploit that mismatch in that 3 position.
Strack that back step against Koplovic, and she puts it in.
That's a shot for her. That's a signature type of Clara Strack shot.
When she's hitting that, it is hard to defend her. What Coach was saying, another long 3 off the mark. Coach Brandt was saying they want to pull the bigs away from the basket against Kentucky. Try to get them outside so they can get some rebounds, offensive rebounds. Key right back to Amoore. She's going to fire from 3.
Real nice, real
right
nice.
on track, bottom.
That's really nice play there by Georgia Amoore. Just reading the defense, knowing exactly what she was going to get, and then doing it on the defensive end.
Boy, Amoore, how quick are those feet to get in front of the driver there in Alicia Wade?
Just 1 step ahead. She knew right there that she was going to have her off her feet. And this is just a change of direction. It's just outsmarting your defender. And then she does it on the defensive end. She stays 1 step ahead.
Colvin and Mapp now into the game for Queens. Mapp has started 4 of the 8 games this season.
And number 5, Cassidy Rowe.
Those types of things for Georgia Amoore are just experience, where she's learned how to create her own shot. She's learned how to help her team, how to elevate her team on the defensive end. Beautiful pass.
Strack inside, and she puts it up and in over Koplovic. So Lexi Blue and Cassidy Rowe both into the game for Kentucky. It's Lexi on defense here. Tough left-handed shot. Won't fall, and Hassett another rebound. She's a silent assassin on the board.
Quietly becoming one of the better rebounders on this team. Just is kind of unassuming in that role, really.
I mean, you look up and she's got, 10, 11 points and 10 or 12 rebounds. Another 3 by Hassett. That's going to be way strong. And pulled down over in the corner by Colvin. Lawrence hits the deck, and Colvin's going to take Cassidy Rowe to the basket and create a foul. So she'll go to the free throw line. So 4:15 to play here in the first, and Queens off to a slow start. Kentucky leads at 14-2. Back here at historic Memorial Coliseum, and we take a little quick look at Queens here. The Royals on a 4-game winning streak. It's their longest since joining Division I But as we told you, when you make that transition up the ladder, 9 newcomers, 4 new assistant coaches. And for the Wild Country, and their 9.4 blocks a game lead Division I basketball. And that's one thing that Coach Brown talked to me about this morning, because we got to figure out how to stay away from that. One way, she said, is trying to really pull those bigs away from the basket with her bigs coming outside, and we've seen that since Koplovich has come in especially. She's been outside the three-point arc most of the time when they're on the offensive end.
And they'll have to knock some shots down there, because if you're not going to knock shots down, there's no reason to go defend you. So if you're trying to pull the bigs out, that means you have to be a threat outside there, and you have to knock some shots down. So we'll see what they can get done. So far right now, only 1 for 7 from the field, so really a struggle for Queens getting going.
So here is Colvin at the free throws line. She was just 12 of 27 on the year. It goes in and out, so that's under 45% from the charity stripe. Christy, that's a spot at the free throw line that, especially when you're having trouble scoring, it's free money, you know?
Well, that's one of those things that I've said, you've got to be reliable. I mean, you have to, beyond a shadow of a doubt, when your team is going to need something big from you at some point in a game where you've got to be able to connect right there. So yeah, to your point, they call them free for a reason. You've got to make that count.
Amoore step back, they're going to call her traveling. She took a little hop when she stepped back, and Coach Brooks was like, come on now.
No.
She smiles. You know the amazing thing in practice when we watch it, Georgia is a coach.
Oh, no question.
She plays, but she's a coach.
No question. And, you know, you've got to, her teammates have a ton of respect for her. So, you know, it's a lot of fun to watch her interact with Kenny Brooks and how he interacts with her, but then also to see how the two of them work in tandem together in practice.
Koplovich got a shot inside, missed, and then a foul was called. And it is going to be on. Okay, it's going to be on Colvin inside. Thought they were getting ready to huddle right around the free throw line. So Amoore and Coach Brooks are talking to the official that called the traveling on her and saying, what did I do? And they're kind of
Look, I love this. This conversation right here is great. She's like, no, but see what I did was, it was like this. It looked like this. She's over there showing her. No, I love it. She's like, but look, if you dribble like this, and then you take a step, and then, but no, you missed it. I was.
So Lexi Blue makes the free throw.
She's pleading her case. I like it.
Yeah.
And Wade.
So 2 there for Lexi. Wade drives on Rowe, can't get it to fall, and guess who? Hassett, another rebound. They list her with 1 rebound.
No way.
Come on, I've seen 3 already. Koplovich the rebound there, 1 and done for Kentucky, so a nice job there of blocking out. Map over to Wade. Wade goes inside to Koplovich. She's going to drive on Key. Can't get it with the right hand, but they're going to call Key with the foul, and Koplovich will go to the free throw line.
Well, that's exactly what we heard Jen Brown talking about, pulling out and then being able to put the ball on the floor and drive. So you have to do one of 2 things. You've either got to be able to knock down shots to force the defender to come guard you, and then when they do, you've got to be able to put the ball on the floor and make something happen.
So Hassett and Rowe out. Koplovich will get 2 free throws. That was hard off the back end. Koplovich from Ashdod, Israel. 1 of 2. So here's Amoore, again, man-to-man pressure by Queens. And the funny thing is...
Oh, 3 seconds.
Yeah. Funny thing here, Jet told me that they would press a lot, and I don't think they've pressed yet against Kentucky.
No, not yet, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I like that idea of being able to try to speed them up a little bit, but Kentucky really is very good in transition.
Oh, nice pass
Very
inside, nice. And Koplovich gets the little turnaround right in the lane. had the defender on her hip and was able to receive the pass and lay it in. Amoore's going to go all the way to the basket, lays it up and in, and one. She almost kills our camera person in the end zone.
That's a great job by Georgia Amoore, really trying, she's flexing at this point to say, hey, you want to keep harassing me full court, I'm going to take you all the way and make you pay. Great take.
And that was for Heary, that she just took her to class. Yeah, the free throw is good. That's who you want at the line, that's for sure. 91%, 21 of 23.
For Heary, just a freshman, so she's got a, she's got a little bit to learn. So certainly,
Amoore with the block.
Everybody gonna learn some lessons from Georgia Amoore today.
When you're 5'5" and you're blocking shots, that's why they're the leader in Division I basketball. Ooh, Lawrence almost took that away but fell down. Nice little move by Matt.
That's a great move. Yeah.
Up and under, but can't get it to fall. They are now 2 of 13. That's 15% from the floor to start the game.
Well, Germany map in there at 6 feet. I think that may be generous a little bit, but I think that's one of those things where you think, wow, I just made a great move. You got to have some confidence to be able to knock the shot down.
Well, that was a tough shot there by Tiani Key, but she knocks it down. That is one player in Key that if you look at her and see how she plays and her ability, she could be a superstar.
Well, just sort of waiting on this really big breakout game for her, because she's got it in her, no question, and she plays hard and she plays with an edge.
She's got length, she's got speed, and now she comes up with the steal. She's going to lead the break, gives it off to Amoore. She'll step back, three-pointer, and it's good. Kentucky out, zipping out to a 24-5 lead. Cats 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, 9 of 17 for the game. Heary, she'll fire a three. That's hard. Rebound comes off to Key. Take it away. Underneath, nicely by Mahitu.
It's just a heads-up play. Mahitu.
Key brought it down to her waist and got it stripped. Here comes a trap. Strack into the corner. Lawrence, 3 on the way. Lawrence knocks it down.
We said before tip-off that Deja Lawrence just really kind of quietly being the team's best three-point shooter. She's been really reliable. I've loved the fact that she looks for her shot, but Kenny Brooks told us at shoot-around today, just talking about how this team is still really learning each other. And when you're really a player that's counted on heavily at another school and then you make a transition here, you're still trying to figure a few things out. Maybe passing up some shots every now and then. So what we're seeing Deja Lawrence do is really understand her role as a scorer and look for those shots that she knows she can absolutely knock down. And she's doing it with a ton of confidence.
Lawrence dribbling a lot, 9 seconds. Lexi Blue lets it fly, in and out. Rebound Key, up and under, no good. Strack still 2 seconds. And a foul. Boy, that's just height right there. They just went over the top.
Well, and I think what we're seeing too is a little more go get 'em from our these post players here than what we saw in the North Carolina game. I think they got out hustled and out physicaled in that game, and we're seeing that there was no really, absolutely, that's not who they are. So I think that's what we're seeing is that definitely something they've worked on to get back to being who we are. Kenny Brooks talked about that as one loss. He said, listen, we are not playing badly. We just played badly. It's one game, right? One game that you didn't play very well.
Couldn't even get a shot off for Coleman there as time runs out. But a nice first quarter for Kentucky. They 10 of 20 of the field. That's 50%. Also 4 of 8 from the three-point line. And they lead it by 20 after 1 quarter.
Yeah, it was Monday night. It's a Monday night game, right?
Yep.
Kind of playing off Monday night
Raw.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, a couple of those, some lucky fans going home with those, but I'm not exactly sure what you had to do to win. I hope nothing wrestling related.
Well, Christy, I know we don't usually do stats after the first quarter, but look, I mean, you're shooting 50% from the field, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and you're only, it says 12 to 9 rebounds. It almost feels like it's 22 to 9 out there, right?
No, yeah, absolutely. But this has to be very reassuring for this team when they struggled so mightily to shoot against North Carolina in that loss. That was a game that they just never felt like it never felt like anything got on track for them. From an offensive perspective, they just really struggled. So to see them really get untracked, and especially from the three-point line, this is an excellent shooting team. Lots of players can shoot the ball really, really well from lots of places on the floor. So to see them shoot the ball so well, this is what you want though. When you have a loss, you want to have a really good week of practice where you're really getting after it and really understanding what you did and what went wrong in that loss.
So Kentucky now 6'7", 6'5", 6'3", and that's 6'5" Clara Strack with the bucket. The freshman Clara Silva in the game. She's also from Portugal. That's kind of cool. 2 Portuguese people playing against each other. Woman on each team.
I wonder if they know each other too, right? Like if they if some
yeah, if they played in the
international ball together,
yeah,
something.
Yeah. That would be cool. Oh, nice tip right there by Silva. Couldn't get the rebound, so she tips it to Lawrence. Oh my, what a shot by Lawrence as she banks it in. Wow.
That's just some real physicality there by Deja Lawrence to be able to play through that. Some strength. It's really great upper body strength.
Yes. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice thought, but throws it a little too far. It's stolen away. 3-on-2 break. Weaver, yep, took a little shuffle step.
Deja Lawrence has been a great three-point shooter, but here she is in transition. Kentucky likes to play here. This is where you're talking about just some really good upper body strength. Strengthen those shoulders where you can play through the contact and still get the bucket to go. That's where you're looking for an and one, but in those situations, a lot of players will go just looking for the foul, so they're not trying to finish. You've got to play through that and play through the contact just in case you don't get the foul. That wasn't an and one. They didn't get the call there.
So Fahiri overplaying Cassidy Rowe, and the foul called on Fahiri. Now you're going to get another player in off the bench. It's going to be Caitlin Adams coming in, and Fahiri comes out. So Jen Brown generously digging deep into her bench. Silva. Silva goes up and under, just can't get it to fall. She's having some problems on the left side, so she just lowered her head and went to the right side, but couldn't get it over the top of the basket. Then she fouled. Kentucky sticks to that man-to-man and knocked away by Strack. First Rowe had it, then Strack tipped it away. You know, I remember, I think it may have been Rick Pitino was the first person that actually said something like he said, I don't care if we get steals, I just want deflections in a game.
Well, it disrupts the offense, right? I mean, it disrupts the flow, really makes things difficult.
And there's another one right there.
And that's why you want a deflection, because oftentimes it comes right back to you in the form of a steal.
That's what you got there. Strack smacks it away to Hassett. So Rose sets things up top. Stick to that man-to-man. Little give and go action there. Strack gets it right back to Hassett. Oh, she was gonna pump from 3, but pulls it back and Strack knocks it down.
We see that young lady work prior to shoot around, prior to practice, and after on that shot right there. That mid-range jumper is a beautiful place for somebody her size to live, because you don't always draw the defender.
Hassett wide open, knocks it down again. She's now 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. Give her 8 points. Strack now 4 of 5 from the field. She's got 10 points to lead all scorers. Kentucky's raced out to a big lead here against Queens up north. Clara Strack off to a great start here, Christy, from the inside and the outside. That mid-range jumper is dangerous.
This is good news for Kentucky, because she only had 4 points against North Carolina, was 2 of 10 shooting, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, so she didn't even get to the foul line that often, but this was a player that really when you're talking about averaging, leading the team in scoring, and she really is struggling to get anything done on the offensive end of that North Carolina game. I mean, that was a big reason why Kentucky really couldn't get anything going. So being able to see her get back on track in a game like this will go a long, long way. But there you see the comparison of her from last season to this season. And this is exactly what Kenny Brooks has talked to us about how this is a young lady who has made a huge jump from being a true role player last year as a freshman to really coming into a role as a sophomore of trying to be a superstar and really trying to be the cornerstone of a program for the next 3 years. And she's showing that she's capable of that.
And it just shows you how good they are working with these players. I mean, night and day difference from last year to this year, really.
And you just love how you've seen her game really come along. And not every player can kind of handle that sort of pressure. Not every player can really take on that kind of role, understanding what's going to be expected of you. And she's handled it beautifully.
Christy, here's the other thing. Their shoot-around started, what, 1 o'clock? She was here before noon.
Oh, yeah. Going to get up some extra shots, going to get some extra time with Coach. It's fabulous. And really not just the assistant coaches spending time with her. It's Kenny Brooks spending time. They're really sitting down, working through some things, fine-tuning things, and that's what it takes.
You know, it's interesting that Queens left about 11:30, and not 5 minutes after they left, Georgia Amoore and Clara Strack, the 2 best players on the team, are already out. Right?
Already out.
In front of everybody.
Want to get up some extra shots, and really, to that end, it's, who's going to put in the work when nobody's watching? Who's going to put in the work when nobody else is in here, when nobody else is, they're off doing whatever it is they're doing, and these young ladies want to get in here. Now, honestly, to the whole team's credit, you start to see them all get in. They're all in here well in advance. They want to get up some extra shots. A lot of them stay after, but this is what it takes to be able to play at a high level. This is what it takes to get to the next level. You've got to put in that extra work, and it has to be something that you as a player are willing to do.
You saw Lindsay Hicks and Coach Rad sitting on either side of her. They work with her constantly. Lindsay, of course, a great player in her own right. And she was a nice player.
No question. I mean, and who better to learn from than players, coaches that have been there and done it, played at a high level.
Great ball movement. Hassett, 3. Good again. Hassett has 11 now to lead all scorers. Touched the top, but comes right back down.
Good pass.
Ooh, nice little interior passing.
Really nice.
Weaver gets her second of the game. She had a couple of free throws earlier, so she's got 4.
Love Map crashing the boards, offensive glass.
Map all of 6 foot. They're going to call a foul on Wade there. Amoore thought she had it too, almost went in.
Watch the drive here by Amoore, and then the extra pass by Sanaya Tyler. Had that shot, but one extra pass. Amelia Hassett in the corner. Excellent shooter. She's one of those you watch in practice as well too and wonder if she's going to miss.
Yeah. So for Amoore,
you count more misses, or more misses for Hassett than you do makes.
She's 23 of 25 on the season, now 24 of 26 for free throw.
Number 1, Lewis. Number 12, Wade.
So now into the game, Alyssa Lewis, 5'7" sophomore. This is her bringing it up. Had 6 against Wesleyan. Weaver over the 6'7" Silva.
That's perfect.
Quick
and making a quick decision. So it's not standing there holding the ball, trying to figure that out. It's just a turn. She didn't have her hands up, so she's going to just launch the shot. It's a great decision.
Boy, they collapsed on Silva.
My goodness, yes they did.
Kick out to Tyler. She'll fire a long jumper. No good. Knocked out of the hands of Hassett, out of bounds. It'll stay Kentucky basketball. It was last touched by Bahitu. Gets open, baseline, not there. Kicks it back out, she'll fire a three. Not there. Key with another rebound. Kentucky now dominating. Hassett the left hand, nice pass.
Great job by Tiani Key, crashing the offensive glass, and then being able to go get the ball and gather herself. And instead of making a pass that would have been a turnover back out to the front, she was just patient. And Amelia Hassett just a really heads up, smart play, cut to the basket.
Lewis, Kuptovich, she walked, another turnover. 9th turnover for Queens. Boy, pretty pass.
Just a nice job by Tiani Key, really going after the ball.
Awareness, right?
Great awareness, but I love the fact that she didn't panic. I mean, that's a situation where you're double teamed and you're a little off balance. She took a dribble, gathered herself, and then instead of just throwing it back to the top of the key, she had a teammate up there. She just gathered herself and was very patient.
Gonna get Key there for the charge as she kind of lowered her shoulder. She went down the left side of the lane. So second foul on Key.
Jordan Weaver just doing a nice job getting in position.
Yep. Sanaya Tyler out on her. A lot of different combinations Coach Brooks playing in this game.
Yeah, and Jen Brown plays a lot of players. A lot of players have seen time for her.
So Weaver now with 8 points, coming off a 16-point performance. Strack inside, spins into the paint, up and under, and puts it in. So under 3 to play now. Here's Weaver. Kentucky stays in that man-to-man defense. Nice defense there. Is that gonna thought that may have gone off the leg of Amoore, but they say it's Kentucky ball. So Hassett back in the game. Key will take a break with those 2 fouls. The only player with 2 fouls for Kentucky. Fieri and Wade and Ward 2 apiece. Amoore almost got stuck up in the air. Strack, 3-pointer on the way,
oh,
in and out. Well, that was all the way down.
Yes, it was.
You hate those. Straight line drive,
nice.
Kick back by Weaver. Nice pass, but Strack was there to give Koplovich a little trouble. Couldn't get a clean shot.
Great move by Jordan Weaver.
Strack elbow jumper. Oh. Gonna give that back to Kentucky. They're gonna say that was off of Strack's hands, off of Koplovich and out of bounds. So a little over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Kentucky a big lead. Amoore's gonna drive, left-handed layup,
nice.
good. Boy, she just took Lewis to the cleaners there, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Gave her a little hesitation, head fake, and straight line drive to the basket with the left hand. Kentucky shooting 51.5% here in the first half. Deep 3 by Lewis, just off the front iron, but oh, Matt can't get that one to go. Kentucky's got the numbers here. Lawrence, she'll pull up and knock down the 14-foot jumper. Most productive half of the year so far for the Wildcats, if I'm not mistaken. That's a tough shot by Koplovich, but she's going to get bailed out of bounds, off of the hand of Deja Lawrence. Back in the game now, Caitlin Adams, the 5'11 sophomore, and also Cassidy Rowe. Rowe will replace Amoore for the final 81 seconds here in the first half. Amoore productive half, 14 points, 2 assists. Jumper is no good there. Rebound comes off to Hassett. Say that's her 4th rebound of the game. Strack, she'll fire from 3. Little too hard off the back iron. Kentucky just playing a really nice basketball game on both ends of the court. Another block by Strack. Pass break, Hassett, she'll fire from 3. No good. Boy, that was the first real good look she had that she missed. Hassett called for the foul there as on the drive by Adams. So Adams will go to the free throw line.
Foul is now number 32, Amelia Hassett. Her first, 18-4. Adams at the line for 2.
Kenny Brown always coaching, you know. He's kind of rubbed his beard, shook his head at that foul. Adams misses. You know, it's just a little stat in the game so far, Christy, but Kentucky 8 of 8 from the free throw line, just 3 of 7 for Queens. Gotta make your free throws. Second one good.
4-0 Weaver returns.
She may have gotten a little mouthy to the band when she made that shot. Goodness gracious, okay.
So Kentucky will hold. There's a 3-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. She drives to the free throw line, back to row, 8 on the shot clock. Cross court pass to Lawrence, 4 on the shot clock. Hassett, 3, no good. 3 seconds. Map, 2 seconds. 1 second. So there you go.
Well, that's how you rebound from a loss, right? I mean, you get after it. This is certainly an undermatched Queens team, but I think we see Kentucky doing an awful lot of really good things that we didn't see against North Carolina, that they're really trying to correct and right the ship.
Kentucky's defense to the forefront today. 22% shooting for Queens. They trail 52-18 at the half. Welcome back to historic Memorial Coliseum. What a first half for the Wildcats, Christy. I'll tell you what, Amelia Hassett, Georgia Amoore, Clara Strack, fantastic
Yeah.
first. I mean, we go on 52-18.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where you really wanted to find some offense. They struggled mightily against North Carolina and got that first loss of the season. This is how you rebound. Of course, Queens isn't necessarily that
Just their
kind
third-
of opponent,
Yeah,
right?
their third year moving into Division
Yeah,
I.
so they've got some work to do, no question about it. But we've seen a big game already out of Amelia Hassett and Clara Strack. So you're loving watching what you see out of them. But when you watch Amelia Hassett shoot the ball, you always feel like it has a chance of going in. This young lady is oh so close to scoring her 1,000th career point. What does she need?
One point.
One more point. So we're going to be hot on the lookout for that, because she had a huge half there with 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 3-pointers for her. And then, of course, Georgia Amoore just continues to pour the ball in, 14 points, 4 of 8. She's really gifted at creating her shot, but there you see she reads the defense so well. She takes what the defense gives her. She's able to knock down those 3-point shots, but then drive, left hand, right hand, creating her shot in a lot of different ways. So dangerous in that way. And then you got Clara Strack coming in, 5 of 9 shooting, 12 points for her. So really some balanced scoring for Kentucky on offense.
Amoore and Hassett have outscored them by 9 themselves, so not too shabby. That is Amelia Hassett right there, and she, of course, from down under, New South Wales, Australia.
She's a player too that if you know how capable she is as a shooter, but if her shot isn't going down, and we've seen a couple of games where that hasn't happened for her, where her shots really just haven't gone down. She struggled a little bit, but she's a player that can stay in it mentally and emotionally, can stay plugged in and start to rebound for her team. Hit the offensive glass, really start to defend really well, so she can do other things for her team and doesn't let that rattle her emotionally or mentally.
Christy, a question for you as a player. How do you stay in a game at halftime? What does the coach tell you? Because, I mean, look, you're up 34. How do you stay in this game in the second half?
Well, this is discipline. This is where you have to depend on your veterans to really provide some leadership, and that's exactly what you'll get out of Georgia Amoore and Deja Lawrence, are players who understand that you've got some improvement to do. There are things you're working on from that loss against North Carolina. Your schedule, absolutely, December, you have to blow this out to get yourselves ready for January 2nd when you open SEC play with Mississippi State. So you've got only 4 more chances to start to really fine-tune some things and right the wrongs from your loss and learn from those. So that's where you depend on your leadership and on your senior leaders to really make sure that they stay plugged in. But you also want to be able to get some of these other players some minutes. And that'll happen. He'll get them some minutes, no question, later in this game.
Turnaround by Fahiri, no good. Amoore smacks it out to Hassett. You saw there on that last transition that there was a foul on Kamaya Ward. That is her 4th, so the 6'2 senior's got to take a seat for Jen Brown. Jen Brown is her 5th season at Queens, trying to remake that roster. As you said, 9 newcomers in this year. A little hitch in her giddy up as she leaves the floor there for Fahiri.
Yeah, I think she kind of was grabbing her ankle a little bit when the two of them, she and Amoore, got tangled up a little bit under the basket.
Amoore now 5 of 5 from the line, 15 points, make it 16. Perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Kentucky 9 of 9 for the game. So here's Wade, the double team came and Strack backed off and she drives, misses, gets her own rebound, right back to it. And this time Key pulls it away. Ball's on the floor, but it's picked up by Lawrence. Kentucky running. Boy, Hassett always has those hands ready to catch and shoot, doesn't she?
Oh, that's what shooters do.
Oh, Strack did not follow through. They worked on that all morning. And Coach Brooks shakes his head. I think I called him Coach Brown. I played football with Ken Brown here, so once in a while I catch myself saying that. But Coach Brooks, there he is. Just a breath of fresh air here at the University of Kentucky. I'll tell you what, Mitch Barnhart hit 2 home runs when he brought in Pope and Brooks to the 2 basketball programs here at the university. Ups. Yep, gotta know where you are, but he too, a little too close to the sideline as she took that drop step to drive and stepped out of bounds.
Now we're starting to see a little pressure here. We thought we'd see a little more of this in the first half out of Queens, but we're going to see it here in the second half. Just some token pressure, some 1-2-2, trying to slow things down.
Amoore steps into the 3, no good. Tell you what, this is the most that Koplovich has played this entire season. She has played most of the game.
You guys called that too, huh?
That's a good take by Alicia Wade. This is Queens has struggled offensively to make anything happen, and they haven't taken great shots. So being able to get something going toward the rim here, I think, you know, part of that is when you start to try to pull out of the paint. Because of Kentucky's size, that really affected what Queens was doing outside. They knew they had to knock down some shots, and they weren't getting that done. So now you've got to put the ball on the floor, force the issue, and try to get to the line.
Second free throw is good. So they're hitting to 50% from the charity stripe.
Beautiful.
Hassett's got an easy bucket there. See the cutter, get her the ball. Just beating them down court is Hassett.
Great spacing by Kentucky. That's what you have to have against, whether it's a token pressure or full court pressure, you've got to have spacing.
Kentucky 16 assists on 20 made baskets. Behitu stepped into that 3 and knocked it down. That's their first 3-point bucket of the game.
It's a great shot. Just reading the defense.
Amoore tries to counter the 3, and she does. Knocks it down from straight away.
Just a quick release, my goodness. She knew she was gonna have that.
Boy, into a double team. Oh, they're going to call the foul there on Amoore. So this bucket there by Hassett, that puts her over 1,000 points for her career. So congratulations to Amelia Hassett. Came to Kentucky via Eastern Florida State.
Great accomplishment to get to 1,000 points in your career. Love that she was able to do it here in the blue and white.
And Wade puts him through. Still having trouble from the field, just 8 of 35. Strack had a thought from 3, but thought better of it. Let's work some clock here. Lawrence runs into Colvin. Amoore open to Strack in the corner. 3, no good. Poplovich with the rebound. I mean, still a lot you can learn here. That bad pass there by Mahitu. It's the official who was standing out of bounds. But like you said, you can still work on offense. You can still work on things, even though you're this far behind if you're Queens.
Either way,
help.
Even with a huge lead, you're still working on things.
Yep.
With a huge deficit, you're working on things. You're really trying to improve for the next game. Playing, you know, these teams both play in very different conferences, obviously, so there's always something to work on. This is where, you know, there'll be things Kenny Brooks will you're going to have a 50-point win here. There's going to be something that he's going to say, hey, we got to take a look at this. But Jen Brown's going to have plenty to look at. But then you've also got to look at things you've done well. What have you done well? I think they definitely haven't backed down. They've been physical with Kentucky.
Oh, nice jumper there by Colvin.
And I think that's what we're seeing in the second half here. Just a little more patience by Queens, really trying to force the issue in the first half with their offense, allowing things to develop a little bit.
Weaver and Key hit the deck. And I'm going to call this one on Weaver. Lexi Bell coming into the game. Georgia Amoore out.
Blue, Lexi Blue.
I'm sorry, who did I say?
Bell, Lexi Bell.
Lexi Bell, it's ice cream, isn't it? Lexi Blue, the best name on the team. Lexi for Lexington and Blue for the blue and white. How about that? Strack baseline. No good, but Key over everybody.
Nice.
Wow. She got some hops, doesn't she?
Goodness.
Little switch. Here's Blue. Nice take. I thought she was going to pull up and try to shoot over 3, but she took an extra 2 steps and got an easy bucket.
The freshman showing some growth.
Yes.
Learning, understanding. She's a great three-point shooter. She's a great shooter, period, but
another of the early ones out this morning.
yes, that's what you want. Just a shot that's easy all the way to the basket.
Tough three-pointer there. Colvin runs it down, though. Cross-court pass. That's another off the mark. Those are the shots you're talking about. Why take those? You got that mid-range jumper, hit those. Hassett, another 3-ball, no good. Colvin, another rebound. She's starting to own the boards. 4th rebound here in the second half. Just a little hard on that one. So Hassett with the foul. That's her second. 4:52 to play here in the third. Kentucky with the big lead over Queens.
Rim.
So Alicia Wade there called for traveling as she kind of jumped through that defensive pressure before she kicked it off to her teammate. 15th turnover of the game. Silva inside, just can't get it to fall, but gets an offensive rebound. Back up, and she's fouled, so Silva will go to the free throw line.
Using her size with her back to the basket, but she's also another player that can score facing the basket as well, too.
You know, it's interesting. Let's talk about this for a second, Christy, about what Coach Brooks told us this morning about her growing up and playing basketball. She was always bigger taller than everybody else, and it was always be careful because they're going to call you for fouling.
And they would.
Be careful. But here in America, it's a lot different game. It's a more physical game, and she has to really change the way her style has been.
Well, and it's a thought process, really. I mean, it's a mental place where you're thinking, okay, if you've been told, you know, over and over again to be careful, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul, because you have been called for those fouls with your size. So this is a situation where it's okay to be physical, and you have to learn some of that as you get more experience. That'll all come. That'll all start to, because she has such a talent and really, you know, such a gift that all of this will start to come and really come together with the more experience she gets.
So Coach Brooks on the sideline now is coaching Clara Strack, like how to defend on the interior. Do this, put this hand up. It never ends.
No, well, I mean, but I think that's how it is, you know, with coaches these days, is you're teaching. You're constantly coaching and teaching, and you're seeing moments where you can take advantage of that.
Well, I think that the interesting point, you made this earlier, is that she's going from a bit role to a starring role, you know, in a year. And so she still has a lot to learn.
And they're learning each other. I mean, I think that's the big thing too, is, you know, they're all, a lot of them outside of Georgia Amoore and Clara Strack are learning Kenny Brooks and his style and what he wants and what his expectations are. You can see the growth in just about every game with this team. I see something. You start to see how the culture that he's building all coming together. You see how they interact and work together as teammates. You see them helping and coaching each other. Communication on the floor is just continuing to get better. I mean, we've gone from a situation where the first time they ever ran out on the floor for warm-ups, they weren't exactly sure where to go or what they were doing, to, you know, seeing them be head and shoulders above that now. So, you know, the sky's the limit for what they're really trying to get done here. And then you throw into the mix, too, they continue to sign. And the kinds of players they're recruiting here, this is going to be a lot of fun.
So another unforced error, another turnover. 17 now for Queens. Reaching foul. And you see that a lot when teams start to get tired. They kind of reach instead of moving their feet. Right?
Well, and a player like Georgia Amoore just is going to continue to push that.
Yep.
They're going to continue to push the issue, understanding. I don't think she gets tired. I mean, you know, clearly she does, but at the same time, she never plays that way. And oftentimes that fatigue doesn't just come physically, it comes mentally as well. And that's the toughest thing to fight through.
Oh.
But Kenny Brooks talked about that earlier this morning as well, too, with us at Shoot Around, is how difficult this time of year is for a student athlete playing basketball. This is, you know, it's the holidays. You take Thanksgiving break. You've got a lot going on as you get ready for finals in December. You're traveling now. You're really in the thick of it, trying to get better and improve as you're getting ready for conference play. So much is on their plate, and so much is expected of them.
So that foul on Adams. Been really nice play in the offensive end by her. And now she'll come out and back into the game as Jordan Weaver, as Key goes to the free throw line. Gianni hadn't attempted a free throw in the game yet. She knocks that one down. %70 from the free throw line, and she knocks them both down. Boy, the Cats really set the tone in the first quarter, outscoring Queens 29-9. And they've kind of had it on cruise control since then. Weaver turns into Silva. Silva got a piece of it, and they're going to call Silva for the foul.
Foul is on number 17. A team foul.
So
It's pretty good block.
14 fouls. That's what I thought. I was like, that was a late whistle,
Pretty
and
good block.
don't know why they called that one. Another miss by Weaver from the free throw line. And 1 of 2 for her. Cats in total control of this game. Cassidy Rowe gets it inside to Silva. Silva, couple steps and lays it up and in. Nicely done there.
Great job to be able to put the ball on the floor.
Yep.
At 6'7", that's not always easy to do.
Especially across the paint.
No, that's right.
Uptovich fires one over the top of her, but Key's there for the rebound as she misses. Hustling up court, Key, runs into Colvin. That'll be a blocking foul on her, but that is 5 fouls, so Kentucky will go to the free throw line. Gabby Brooks coming into the game. Hassett, 17 points, takes the seat.
And for Queens, number 10,
It's a season high for Amelia Hassett.
Good night for her. Season
Absolutely.
high, 1,000 points. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe she can find some Vegemite. So 1,003. Look at that. Obi with over 1,100. Boy, love to have had her on this team this year without that injury. Ooh.
And you'll hear us say that over and over again because there's such a short bench for this Kentucky team because of these injuries.
Cassidy Rowe comes flying in for the rebound.
When you see Kentucky mixing things up a little bit on the defensive end, just playing a little zone here and there, it's a perfect time to be able to do that.
Key,
Good
nice take.
Yeah.
That's the quickness that we talk about with her. She's explosive.
She's dangerous from that left side as a left-hander. It's a little unexpected.
Long three, and that's not gonna make it there.
I think this is what you're seeing, just some rushed shots by Queens in their offense. I mean, if Kentucky's playing that zone, then you've really got to try to work the ball around, looking to try to get the ball inside out, something in the middle.
Cassidy Rowe, her defender, falls down. Colvin. Here's Gabby Brooks over the top. Lexi Blue. Rowe, she'll fire a deep three, a little short. Rebound controlled by Lewis. Tipped away by Silva. Weaver fires over, no good. Rebound comes off to Key. Come the Cats again. 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. 74-29 your score. Rowe, man-to-man defense. Inside to Silva. Oh, she had her on her hip in perfect position, but then she lost the ball out of bounds and hit off her foot. So here comes Colvin, 5'9" senior. Good ball movement. Colvin blocked by Key. So it'll stay Queens basketball. Lewis just gets it away, but no good. Rebound comes off to Lexi Blue. Shot clock is off. Cassidy Rowe calls the play there. Key gives her the pick. Ooh, Key had it down the lane. Cassidy dumps it into her. 4 seconds. Key left hand, good. Tiani Key.
There's that physicality, her playing through it.
So really nice final 14 seconds for Kentucky with their backups in and got it inside the Key. She laid it in and Kentucky leads with 1 quarter to go, 76-29. Back at historic Memorial Coliseum for the final stanza here, 76-29, Kentucky with a big lead, but these two coaches know each other pretty well. Check this out. Jen Brown, her last career game was right here at the University of Kentucky in this gym, Christy.
Playing for, yes, the WNIT. There you'll see her in the face mask there, guarding Victoria Dunlap, or getting ready to set a screen, it looks like, on Victoria Dunlap, who was one of the best to ever play here. But and here they are. So this is a great connection. You're talking about Jen Brown having played for Kenny Brooks at James Madison, then followed by her actually coaching with him at James Madison, following him to Virginia Tech, and really trying to get things off the ground and running in a big way there. And he said, listen, she was instrumental in that. She played a huge part in that and really didn't get to benefit from a whole lot of reap the rewards at Virginia Tech because she got the head coaching job at Queens. So he knows she's going to do a great job there, but they definitely got some history together. And it's got to be great when you see that coaching tree, your coaching tree, doing well, out coaching. You know, and he said she's probably one of the more colorful characters that he has ever coached, and I believe that based on what I saw at the shoot-around. She really is a player's coach. She's all about the culture. She wants to build a family-like culture here, and she's doing some big things at Queens to try to make that happen.
Christy, I thought it was really cool that she told us that she has an open-door policy at her house, and that every Sunday she comes from 12 kids, 12 kids in her family. And she said, so on Sunday, I make a huge spread, and whoever wants to come can come. If you could just stop by and get it to go, you can get that. That really builds some, what you're looking for, a family attitude with your players, doesn't it?
It does, and there's so many of these student athletes that are either just like her, a part of a big family, and they need and want a family-like atmosphere, or others that don't have that at all and are searching for it, and sometimes they don't even know they're looking for it. So then when they do find it and they get it, they have a real affinity, and there's no question that translates to good things on the court. And it's hard to even really quantify that or even put that into words about what that can do for you on the court as you're trying to build something in this age of the transfer portal. That's harder and harder to do, and sometimes you really have to kind of construct that. It doesn't happen organically all the time. Sometimes it does, and when it does, it's a beautiful thing. But you know, sometimes it really is a matter of like, hey, this is how we're going to do things here. And we've got, you know, you start to have some leaders that really embrace that as well. But
oh, beautiful pass!
She's looking for connections. She's looking for meaningful connections with her players. And I think in this day and age where that's harder and harder to do, that's really to be commended.
Amoore, a beautiful pass ahead to Strack, who lays it in. A quick 4 points for Strack. She's got 16. Kentucky, 4 players now in double figures, led by Amoore's 20. But again, you're not, look, people at Humber going, why is she in the game? Well, they don't have a big bench here in Kentucky. So
they don't.
And the girls who are playing, you need a little bit of a break, and you want to keep your starters in great shape. Becker now in the game for Kentucky as well.
No, there's no question that you know, 10 minutes is a long time in a quarter. You're going to see some other players get in, get some time. But again, you're working toward
Becker. Oh, she can hit that 3. She's not afraid to shoot it. Nor is Lexi Blue. Amoore, step back 3, no good. Another rebound for Strack. She saves it. Oh, beautiful pass, and Hassett has 2 more. Give her 19 on the night. Just 4 assists, it says, for Amoore. It seems like she's got a lot more. Defense by Becca. They say she got her with the body, but she did keep her hands straight up and down. Watch this pass.
So the shot goes up, it doesn't go, but Clara Strack crashing the board, saves it inbounds to Georgia Amoore with the touch pass, doesn't even come down.
Beautiful.
Hassett, yeah.
And Hassett finishes with the left hand too, which is important from that angle. So now Sanaya Tyler back into the game. Kentucky has got 28 made baskets in this game and 22 assists. 22 for 28. That's pretty good.
Can't draw it up any better than that. It speaks to some offensive efficiency for Kentucky. It speaks to unselfishness. But that offensive efficiency looks like them hitting shots from the outside, from the inside. Got to look at a spray chart here and see where the bulk of their shots are coming from.
She just can't buy that three. They are all the way down the cylinder and coming out. That's the second one Strack has tried. And unfortunately for Strack, both of them in and out. That three is good, buried there by Bahitu. Bahitu's got 10. Her and Weaver, the two in double figures for the Royals. Strack backs her way inside. They're going to say she's walled. She kind of leaned back, almost like she was sitting down in a chair and took a step. So Clara Strack takes a seat, as does Amoore. Of course, Amoore sits with the coaches way up at the top.
Yeah, but excuse me while I sit right here.
You know what's interesting?
And help.
It was really interesting today to watch them at the shoot around. And again, it's a shoot around. So Coach Brooks tells them what they're doing on this certain play. And then Amoore, standing next to him, then she starts telling them what they should do on that play.
Yeah, she sees things differently. I mean, there's no question that this is a young lady that sees things
Lexi.
like a coach.
I got a feeling she's going to get into that when her playing career is over, because she's really good at it. And Key takes that one away. She was trying to go all the way through, but that one picked up by Frahiri. 3 on 4. Now their numbers are even. She pulls it out to start the offense. 5:40 to play in this one. Jumper no good. Key gets the rebound. I like it with Tiani Key that she can get a rebound and then bring it up almost like she's a point forward, you know?
They've got the green light to do that.
Yeah.
Clara Strack as well.
Call Hassett. Yeah, moving.
Offensive foul on number 32, Amelia Hassett. Her third and the team third. Returning for Queens number 3, Matt.
So here's Wade. Tyler giving her some pressure in the backcourt. Another 3 on the way, and that's no good by Bahitu. Tyler runs it up the court for the Cats. Key with 12 points. Hassett with 19. Hassett's going to drive all the way up and under, and that one's taken away. Nice defense here by Mapp. She stayed in front of her. Cut her off and took it. Matt takes it right at the chest of Key and lays it high off the glass and knocks that one down.
We've seen some really athletic moves out of Mapp tonight on both ends.
Three in and out for Hassett, but Key right there. Oh, can't get it to fall. Rips the rebound down, and that's an unfortunate foul they call on Germany Matt. She's inside, but Key, so much taller, is able to go over the top and yank that away. And they called Mapp with the foul. So Silva's going to check into the game with 4 minutes to go, and Kentucky up 84-38.
Who can get the best out of that in-state rivalry? It's big, no doubt. Big things happening with Mark Pope's team.
Yeah, for Pat Kelsey, the kid from Cincinnati who took over Louisville this year, just a rash of injuries, too, so they can't even practice 5-on-5 unless the 49-year-old coach gets in there to play.
Is that crazy? No, and listen, I'm not doing that. You know, like, there are so many things that can go wrong with that. Way too many things.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Queens doesn't slack off on the defense, do they? They are still playing tough in there, double teaming. Cassidy Rowe, three-pointer, open, no good.
Well, that's what you want if you're a coach. If you're Jen Brown, you got to show that you've still got some fight in you. Doesn't matter how many points you're down. You've got to keep fighting, keep working.
And there is Coach Brown.
Look, you see that intense look on her face. Yeah, she's
trying to turn a program around. 9 newcomers on this team. Boy, you just can't buy a shot there. Germany Matt misses that one. Here's Tyler, motion offense. Lexi Blue, three-pointer, in and out, rebound. Knocked away as 2 Royals.
Same team, yeah.
For Heary, I think.
Took one to the face from her own teammate, yeah.
Tyler, Gabby Brooks. Back to Bell. Bell, go ahead.
We talked about the history between Jen Brown and Kenny Brooks, and that also involves Gabby. When you consider that not only did she played for him, but she also coached with him and for him. So she's known Gabby her entire life, and it remembers when she was born, that sort of thing. So she said, "Would love to be able to see her get in the game tonight. Would love to be able to see her do well." She said, but it doesn't seem possible, right? I mean, this is when you start to really age yourself, when your kids are all of a sudden old enough to be doing this.
Back-to-back straight line drives to the basket for Queens for quick points. And then trip from behind is Gabby Brooks as she takes a spill. Heary.
Heary's really, really aggressive on the defensive end.
4th foul. Okay, you've been waiting to say her name. Go ahead, she's in the game right there, number 24. Wheezy.
Well, yeah, I wanted you to really give it some wheezy.
Wheezy.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's, I mean, she may not give nearly that kind of inflection.
Tiziana Wheezy.
Wheezy. But not at all how you would think.
Nope.
She's from Argentina.
Yep.
H-U-I-C-I.
Corrientes, Argentina. Boy, every time that Silva puts that ball below her waist, she has got people on her.
Oh, goodness.
Tyler takes a spill, and Becker comes up with it for Kentucky.
Gosh, that looked really bad.
As she landed
Everybody
on the ball,
pops
I
up.
think it helped her.
She's got a look on her face like it hurt.
Tyler gets the screen. Three-pointer, in and out.
That's a nice shot, though.
Yep. Mills inside with it. Adams goes into the paint. Well, like a
goodness gracious.
Like Cliff Hagan shot back in the day, didn't it? Just a hook, maybe?
1 minute remaining.
You may be aging yourself with that. With
well, I was trying to think of somebody that shot that. I couldn't think of anybody but him. That's how long that thing's been gone from basketball. Inside they go to Silva again. Kick back outside to Tyler. She'll fire another three. And Sanaya Tyler knocks it down.
Well, I was worried about the hesitation when she didn't take the shot the first time, so love to see her knock that down.
Driving in the paint, then kicked away, and then it hits Cassidy Rowe right in the belly and falls out of bounds. Watch this.
See what happens here.
Oh,
It looked,
man.
Yeah, it looked so violent that I thought, well, gosh.
That was a shot she took.
Everybody got up from that one, but I said that's one of those that you realize a little bit later how bad it hurt. The crowd doesn't like that one at all.
I don't know about that. And that looked awful good from here. I mean, she almost palmed the ball away from her on that block. I mean, she palmed that ball. It was still in her hands. Uh-oh, the fans want their Chick-fil-A.
Let's see if there's a foul here. I'm pretty sure that was a good one.
I mean, that's all
Good
ball.
block,
That's not
yeah.
even close to a foul. Oh, fans with 22 seconds, no free Chick-fil-A.
No free chicken.
So Kentucky can hold it here and just run out the clock if Queens lets them, and I think they do. So Cassidy Rowe will dribble it out, but I really think, Christy, the first thing that catches my eye was just the defense by Kentucky.
Well, and yes, no doubt, much better than what we saw in their last game out. So really looking to improve that defensive intensity, really trying to be more efficient on offense, which we saw. This team shot the ball really, really well today, 43%, 30 of 70. They got 70 shots at the basket compared to 57 for Queens, only 26%. They held them at 26% shooting, which is exactly what we're seeing this team do game in and game out. They have one of the best field goal percentage defenses in the country. And then you see a big game out of Georgia, Amoore, Clara Strack, and Amelia Hassett. Love to see that balanced scoring. Tiani Key also in double figures, but Kentucky with 30 made baskets, 24 assists. So this is exactly what we've come to know from these teams, from these Kenny Brooks teams, is that they are so good at sharing the basketball, at spreading the love, and making sure they get their teammates involved in lots of different ways. So really just a great job here all the way around to be able to play well on both ends of the floor following a loss.
So we're joined here at the scorer's table by Amelia Hassett. Congratulations on your 1,000th point, then a great all-around game by you.
Yes, thank you. It was a good game.
That's quite an accomplishment, 1,000 points. When you think about that for a career, a lot of players don't get that done, and they don't do that. Was that something that was in the back of your mind tonight?
Honestly, I actually had no idea.
Oh, no way, okay.
So that was a surprise to me when they said that, and everyone was super excited.
You had no idea. Even better. That's probably better that it was
Yeah.
that way, right? So this was a great game for you guys coming off a loss. What were you all, Coach Brooks mentioned that you had a great week of practice, but really what was your mindset as you came into this to really improve on from that North Carolina loss?
Yeah, obviously he said that we played bad. It could, obviously that's going to happen, but we can't keep playing bad. He was like, we have to move on. We have to focus on the next game. And we came out here wanting to work on a few things that obviously bringing energy and just getting the win.
Amelia, we see when we come early for shoot-arounds and things like that, that you, Clara, Georgia, Lexi, I mean, it's one right after another. An hour before practice even starts up here getting extra shots. How comfortable are you getting with the other girls on this team? Because none of you really played together before, but are you starting to gel a little bit more?
Yes, definitely we're starting to gel. Obviously, communication is key to that. And just everyone getting in here, working hard, and just wanting to obviously go far in the season. So yeah, it's very exciting.
You guys had 30, I believe it was 30 made baskets tonight with 24 assists. This is kind of what we've come to know from a Kenny Brooks team, is that you guys have really done such a nice job of sharing the ball. You look great in transition when you guys score. You made a couple of really great cuts to the basket and got the ball there. But I think that speaks to the culture of this team as well, too. Do you guys feel that? We see that as we watch you guys play. Do you all feel that?
Yes, very much so. Obviously, coming off the loss with North Carolina, he wanted us to play together. He wanted us to get that connection back that we've had throughout the season. So yeah, that was a big emphasis on tonight.
Yeah, that's nice. You can't draw that up any better.
Yeah.
He's got to love that as a coach
Exactly.
for sure.
There is no ocean here. Australia, you had one. Florida, you have one. Nothing here. Are you starting to get know your way around? How do you like Kentucky so far?
Yeah, I'm starting to learn my way around a few things, know where everything is, but definitely missing the beach, I would say. But No, I really love it here. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic game and a fantastic win.
Yeah, thank
and
you so
1,000
much.
points.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
great. Congratulations.
All right,
you.
so Kentucky wins at a final score of 87-45, and we thank Amelia Hassett joining us here, 19 points and 6 rebounds, one of the leaders on the team this evening as Kentucky wins this one going away. Again, the final score, 87-45. For Christy Thomas, I am Jeff Pecoro, and we'll see you again on the 20th. Our next game here, am I right, Christy, on that one, is Kentucky gets Belmont here at the arena. Until then, so long, everyone.